Yay, we're back.
I hate it when it only allows you an hour. It's so
I
annoying.
know.
By the way, is Rex around? He's welcome to come on if he likes.
So I tried to tell him to at least pop in and say hi, but he's upstairs with my son. And
Oh,
if we have Ajax also down here, it'll just be chaos. But maybe
sure,
we
I
can plan a
understand.
time that he can be in with me or with you
Yeah,
alone or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
But yeah,
We'll have to do another one sometime soon where you can both be on, and we could do.
I'd
Oh, we
love
could do
it.
a double Q&A. How cool would that be?
That would be really cool.
So tell us a little bit more about Art in Motion, by the way. Promote it. Tell us everything about it that we need to know.
Okay, so we started Art Emotion in 2014. And as it stands right now, while Rex and I are still dancing professionally for Ballet West, we just have summer intensives for students and adults and
Mm-hmm.
master classes, mostly during the summertime, US summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that Ballet West's typical season, now mind you, right now, this is a very strange time. Usually it's around July until the end of May. So for all of June and half of July, we do summer intensive. So we have an adult summer intensive that's always a week long. And we do a 3-week summer intensive for students. And then we do what we call a choreographic workshop. And
Oh wow.
we're in partnership with Ballet West for that. So we do like a 19 to 20 city audition tour every year with Ballet West Academy.
Uh-huh.
So kids who audition are placed either in Salt Lake City at the Ballet West Academy 3 or 5 week intensive, or they're placed with us in Cleveland for 3 weeks, or the choreographic workshop. And what's amazing about the choreographic workshop is Rex and I had, we've been with the company for a really long time. And what we notice is amazingly talented young dancers get into the company as apprentices, and they're so talented, amazing. But what they lack sometimes is the ability to adapt to what company life is actually like.
Sure.
So they struggle with the intensity, struggle with, I don't know, how do I explain? Just the variety of what we do. So, I mean, we're a classical ballet company. Ballet West is a classical ballet company, but we do so much contemporary work. Brand new work is made on us every season. So the choreographic workshop is only 45 dancers. The most, I don't want to say promising dancers that audition on the audition tour. We see about 1,000 dancers, but the kids that are just about ready to head into the professional realm end up with us for 2 weeks. And we have company class every morning. And then we move into 6 hours of rehearsal on a world premiere that they get to perform at a venue downtown Salt Lake City. And Adam Skloot, Ballet West Artistic Director, and Peter LeBreton Mertz, who is the Ballet West Academy Director, they watch the show. And from there, they take trainees into the company.
Wow.
So last year, 15 of our students ended up as trainees with Ballet West, and 3 of our students were just offered Ballet West 2 contracts.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's an amazing opportunity. Yes. So that's 45 dancers. And then our Cleveland intensive, we only accept 100 dancers. So we keep the program very small. We keep the classes very small, and we work extreme detail in technique. So anything that needs cleaned up to head into like a more, a quicker paced environment, that's what we do. So we slow things down, but these kids get to perform. So we actually had Romeo and Juliet planned for this summer, but unfortunately, our Cleveland intensive has got to go virtual this year. So we're doing still the same 3 weeks, June 15th through July 3rd, and it's all virtual. But we've decided we've planned a virtual performance. So we're still going to do Romeo and Juliet, and we have designed. Yes, we've designed this amazing way to get this done and to keep these kids engaged and creative. And then our adult week is June 1st through the 6th, and that's also going to be virtual this year just because of COVID-19 restrictions. And that's open to beginner, intermediate, and adult, or advanced. Yes, so there's classes in every level. We have different sessions for time zones because we wanted to allow anyone to participate. And we have teachers from around the world. So just as an example, Marge Hendrick, who's a principal at the Scottish Ballet, John Ole Olstad, who's in Norway. He danced with Netherlands Dance Theater. He's our contemporary teacher. Megan Fairchild, New York City Ballet principal ballerina. Catherine Morgan. I mean, so we were able to invite teachers from around the world to teach because virtual. Yeah, so we hope people, you know, consider joining us.
Sounds great. I will promote this on my social media for you as well.
Thank you.
Sounds really good.
I'll send you the photos, the artwork.
Yeah, send me all the info. So we've actually got NG Generation program, which is for the younger ambassadors of the brand. And Liv Brooke, who is part of Ballet West Academy, she is one of our ones as well. Liv's watching, I think. Hi, Liv.
Just so you know, Olivia ended up at Ballet West Academy because we invited her to the choreographic workshop last year.
No way, that's amazing. I never knew that.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Adam Skloot saw her at YAGP in Toronto. And he immediately emailed me and said, there's this gorgeous dancer who is already so mature. He was so impressed with her artistically. And that's what I love about my boss in Ballet West. It's just, he does care about artistry still. I mean, he's so demanding when it comes to technical aspects of our work, but he says, you know, just dance. And so he was so impressed with Liv, and he emailed me and he said, we have to invite her to the workshop. And we did. And she ended up at the workshop. She performed, and Peter and Adam invited her to be a trainee. Or she might be a PTD this year, but I think she might be a trainee next year. I'm not really sure of how it worked out moving into year 2. But yeah, she's at Ballet West Academy year round now.
Yeah, I got to meet her in LA because I went to the Atlantic Dance Retail Show with Nikolay, and got to meet some of the ambassadors there. It was super cool. It's so great, like through this brand, being able to meet and connect with so many different dancers and getting to hear their stories, and also, you know, getting the chance as a fitter to give them advice as well. It's just been absolutely fantastic. It's really, you know, amazing to have the opportunity to be able as a brand to connect also our ambassadors around the world, because we've got them everywhere. It's just fantastic. So for you guys watching, go and head over to, I'll put the comment here so you know it. It's called NG Generation, and we do host applications every year, usually in the fall, where you guys can apply to become one of our NG Generation, girls or boys, by the way, not just girls. Yeah, hang on a second. Now my screen, oh, there you go, that's better. I can see more easier. So with regards to like future goals, do you have any like personal future goals as a dancer, or, you know, not just dancing but anything else?
Yeah, so after coming back from Ajax, prior to Ajax, I started feeling like I kind of hit the end of my road in terms of professionally. I felt like, you know, like I'm getting older. Like I said, I'm 36. And I started feeling like, you know, I would never be able to achieve a principal dancer. And after having Ajax, after you have a baby and you decide to work to get back on stage, I sort of had a fire under my buns ever since. And I was like, no, why would I do that to myself? You know, why would I decide that that's as far as I'm going to go? So professionally, until the day I retire, I'm going to work towards principal dancer.
Yes, love it.
And whether or not I get that or not, it doesn't matter. It's just
but at least
about
you tried, and at least you took that, you know, because you get that one shot in life, right? So why not go for it?
Exactly. I mean, I have to retire knowing that I gave 100% of myself at all times. Absolutely. And I lost that before Ajax, and now after, I feel even more motivated. And also beyond that, just with Art Emotion, there's a lot to say about ballet and traditionally how things are handled in the studio. And that's a whole other conversation. But I do believe that my generation of professional dancers who are now becoming directors of schools and directors of companies, I think we understand that there has to be some changes made in terms of how things are handled. And for me, professionally, in terms of a school, I know Rex and I really hope to either have our own school or run a professional school in some capacity. And we're dedicated to a healthy environment. And
Yes.
that doesn't just mean technique. That means mental health
Mm-hmm.
and how we approach our work. So I want to say this. We see 100 kids in Cleveland. We see 45 kids at the choreographic workshop. And it is unreasonable to expect that all 145 of those dancers are going to become professional. And
Yes.
they're also in different times, you know, they're in different places in their lives, and there's a million different reasons why they're even in the studio to start.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
the very first question we ask on the first day of every summer intensive is, who wants to be a professional ballet dancer? And everybody raises their hand, okay? 145 kids. And I say to them, okay, guys, let's be honest with each other. It's okay to be honest. It's okay to say you're not sure. It's also okay to be 100% sure that you don't want to be a professional dancer.
Yes.
So let's start again. So then like maybe half raised their hand. I said, okay, what you're going to learn being here will make you the best at anything you do. So even if you
Yes.
don't become a professional ballet dancer, being in the studio will prepare you for a professional career, a successful career.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, the work ethic immediately changes because the pressure is now taken off of keeping up in the ballet sense. So the kids who still have the goal of being professional approach the work in a certain way. But the kids who understand that the work ethic that they're gaining, that the camaraderie that they're gaining, understanding how to have self-respect,
Yes.
respect for the teacher, respect for people around them, they learn so much, and it just opens the environment to a healthy environment.
That's great.
And that is where I'm at, and that's what I'll be dedicated to until the day I die as a ballet teacher.
It's so refreshing to hear such, you know, nice modern attitudes to dance in general. By the way, guys, any questions, pop them in. I'm just trying to read from this other screen as well. So Coddy Kelly says, I will totally try and have my kids at your school. I am so grateful for what you do for the dance world.
Thanks,
Alexa
Cody.
says that she's a ballerina. She started ballet at 3 years old and she loves it, and she loves you too. That's adorable.
Thank you.
Let's see what else we've got here. Liv Brooke has put some hearts. Oh, and Moth has said, is 13 years old too late to start ballet classes? Of course it's not.
No.
There's no
No,
age.
my husband didn't start until he was 13, and he's a principal ballet dancer.
So there you go. I mean, if that isn't inspirational, then what is, right? Yeah, no.
This is reality. It's not a pipe dream anymore. It is what you want it to be.
Absolutely.
And if you invest, you could get something from it. So
yes.
I saw my stepdad. Thanks, Donnie. I love you. He said, Happy Mother's Day. Love you, Donnie.
Yeah, no, there's so, you know, even adults I get that, you know, they tell me they never got to do ballet as a kid, but they still dream of getting a pair of pointe shoes. Yeah. So, you know, I'm always, you know, like to try and inspire them to find a teacher they like and go to classes and get that confidence to go to class, first and foremost, but also to remind them that it's not an easy process, ballet, of course, as we know, but it shouldn't deter their experience of what they can achieve and what they can gain from it. Because, you know, even there's stuff that I probably would never do on pointe, for example, but I'm okay with that because I enjoy what I can do, and I just make the most of what I can do and enjoy it for what it is. I don't go and push myself to the extremes of getting injured, for example, like I sometimes see with adults with pointe work. You've got to kind of know your limits, but also don't be afraid to strive for more, because life is about striving for more, right?
So I wanted to tell you this, and I'd love to get you at the adult program in person next year when we're back to normal, hopefully. But we do a half-day program, which is just classes in the morning. But if you do the full-day program, you actually get created on and you perform.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so brand new work. I mean, we bring in choreographers and they tailor it for the participants. And it's been incredible because the adult program in particular that week actually turns into like a therapeutic week where people who have been kind of either turned off from ballet or had a negative experience at some point in their life, they walk into the studio on Monday feeling that it's going to be like that. They feel like they're going to be judged. They feel like they're not good enough. by Wednesday, we're all crying because they're realizing that those judgments just aren't there anymore. And they're there to love ballet again.
Oh, that's
And
so nice.
I mean, it's incredible. It's so inspiring for Rex and I, and all of our teachers involved. And then by Saturday, they're on stage performing and they feel like they have reached their goal.
That is so good.
And we actually invited there's a company in Salt Lake City. It's called Municipal Ballet Company. And I know there are other companies like this. I know, so in Washington, D.C., I don't remember the name, but I know in Seattle, there are companies that are tailored for adult dancers who also have a full-time job in some other capacity.
Yes.
And they figure out a way to rehearse and they create content and they perform still. And it's like,
yes.
Here's what I want to say.
It's
You said this earlier about yourself. You said, I'm not professional, but the truth is that when it comes down to people auditioning and getting a job, it is about like just there being a job. So millions of dancers every year audition and they don't get jobs because they don't exist. I mean, this is the biggest problem. Like we would love to have 1 million professional ballet companies, but non-profit organizations are hard to run as it is and they're hard to sustain.
Yes.
And just because you did not gain a professional contract doesn't mean that you aren't equal to anyone who is.
Yeah, no, I get you totally. And you know what
I
also find with adult ballet world, especially in the UK, for example, it's really sad the amount of stories I hear from adults that have, you know, emailed a school to join it. And they'll write back and they'll say, oh, sorry, we don't take on adults. But also the adults that actually want to learn syllabus work, for example, and how they're made to feel that it's not possible with their age, but it totally is. I mean, for example, last year I did my elementary exam in BATD and I did it with the 14 to 15-year-olds. You know, there's no, people shouldn't be deterred by that. So
no, I mean, when we retire and we have a school of our own, our dream is to have like a concept school where during the day we would have like a very small amount of kids, so maybe 20 kids every year in like what we would call a pre-professional like program where they would do their academics in the morning and then spend the day with us, because this is what I did as a kid. Yeah. And then at night we would have an adult school.
That would be amazing. Oh
yeah, I mean, we have all these plans and I promise you I'm a workaholic and I will make it happen if it kills me. Yeah. So
tell us about when lockdown is over. What is like a typical day for you at Ballet West? Like, how does your day usually pan out?
So we have company class every day at 10 a.m. It's an hour and a half. So then we have a 15-minute break. And from there, we head into 6 hours of rehearsal every day. So we get done at 6:45 p.m. And, you know, Rex and I are very, very fortunate. We do a lot of dancing. So typically we're at work all day, every day. And we do, you know, we work. So Ballet West is really, really cool. Like I said, we do so much, you know, contemporary work. So we're not just doing full length. So oftentimes we are rehearsing more than one ballet at the same time. So like the ability to switch gears every hour has to be there. But it makes us, you know, we're very adaptable. You can throw us into any situation. And we're ready for it. So I think that's really cool about Ballet West. But yeah, we work Monday through Fridays, 6 hours a day, hour and a half company class. And then when we're in performance weeks, we perform every day of the week sometimes.
Wow.
In some capacity. So usually earlier in the week, we do performances for school children as an outreach program. Ballet West had started this amazing outreach program where we invite schools in as field trips and we perform. And then starting... Yeah, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're doing shows at night for audiences, sometimes 2 a day. So, yeah, I mean, we dance a lot. We go on tour. I mean, right now it just sucks because obviously we're not in the studios and we're not performing, but we're really hoping to get back on stage in August.
Of course. So, like, with all this dancing as a professional, how do you keep your stamina up? Do you have any, like, secrets regarding your diet or anything else?
So Rex and I both like to cross train at the gym.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually run on a treadmill. And I was told, I don't know, there's a dancer, well, he's retired, but his name is Jaime Diaz, and he, you can find him on Instagram. It's Ballet Fitness and Coaching. But we actually hired him to come into Salt Lake for 2 weeks last year at the very beginning of the season before we started, because I needed to get back in shape after my baby. But he actually told me to run intervals on a treadmill.
Ah.
So what I do is I walk for 5 minutes at like a 4 pace. And then I run for a minute, walk for a minute, run for a minute, walk for a minute. I do that for about a mile.
Oh, wow.
But my husband does the elliptical, but we also lift weights. We love lifting weights. We also do gyrotonic.
Oh, yes,
it's
I've heard
changed
great
my
things
life.
about that.
I would recommend it. I never really was into Pilates or anything like that. It just wasn't good for me. But gyrotonic changed my life. I did it during my entire pregnancy and after.
Yeah.
So that's how we cross train. As far as our diets go, we want to set an amazing example for our son. So we actually eat a well-balanced diet, and it's healthy, but we don't always eat healthy.
Sure,
like, I don't think it's like, I could never 100 hours of my life a day, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, eat as clean as can be. That's like unreasonable to accept. So we eat well-balanced meals, a lot of proteins of every kind, a lot of fruit and vegetables of every kind. And we just kind of live our lives that way.
Yeah.
And we, first of all, I'm really bad at drinking water. That's the one thing. My husband has to force water on me, but drink a lot of water. But, I'm still breastfeeding. So it's also important for me to be healthy for my son. So we don't diet here at our house.
Do you have any favorite treats that you really enjoy?
Like food wise, or just or dessert wise?
Food and dessert wise.
So in our house, we like homemade cookies. And my sister actually, she's living with us right now because she nannies our son while we're at work. So she actually bakes a lot of homemade cookies, but we use almond flour.
Oh, yeah,
For example, we use a lot of coconut oil and brown sugar. So we kind of get our kicks in that way. We don't just refined sugar or white flour or anything like that. So we do a lot of cookies here. But actually, my son is obsessed with just we use an Instant Pot, okay, you guys, because we work so much, between Artie Motion and Ballet West, we work. But we do chicken breast, not breast, I'm sorry, chicken thighs, because they're a lot, they just cook better with vegetables, rice, and chicken broth, and we put it in the Instant Pot. So we eat that often. It's one of our favorite things to eat, but we feel like we're getting a lot of nutrients in when we do that.
Instant Pots are great.
Yeah, but I'm also Italian, so I'm Italian and Serbian, so we eat a lot of food. Yeah, I mean, we love everything here.
I love it. Great. Do you have any advice to give to the dancers that are, dancers that are in lockdown still? Any vital piece of information, and maybe promote the classes that you're offering as well?
Yeah. So my advice is to listen to your body and to your mind. So I know we're into 7 weeks of being in quarantine here in the States. I don't know how you are right now. But what I'm starting to see is that people are getting tired of not having interaction personally with people. And I get it. So if you need to take a break, take a break. But remember, we are going to end up back in the studios in person. And in order to do that safely, we need to stay strong. So you can't just pop back in the studio and start Grand Allegro as business as usual. You will get injured. Yeah. So we're just asking people to try to push through that mental block of feeling disconnected. So one of the things that we do with Artie Motion with our open classes, so every Saturday we do open classes open to the public, and we with corrections. So it's with us on Google Meet. So it's not just an open class that you get for free where you're not able to talk to the teacher. But we actually encourage kids to unmute themselves, talk to us, ask us questions. And even in the summer intensive, what we're going to do is allow the links to stay open after class so these kids can get to know each other and talk.
Yeah, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, and even the virtual performance we have planned for the student intensive. So we're, like I said, we're going to do Romeo and Juliet. We're going to ask them to work into groups of 5 and produce work together that we're going to put
Ah,
together for a film, and we're going
yeah,
to post it. So I know it feels weird. I know it feels disconnected. But we can still create art from this, and everlasting art, and we're never going to forget how this feels. And it's going to be, I mean, I never thought in my lifetime I would ever be a part of something like this. Like,
right.
this is history that we can put our stamp on personally by creating
Definitely.
art that's going to be put out to the world. And so that's why I just feel, I don't think this is a horrible situation. I'm finding ways to stay engaged, and Art in Motion
Yes.
is as well. So yeah, I'm just saying, trust your body, trust your mind.
That's good, solid advice, I think.
Yeah.
Dolls of Horror says, any advice for dancers who are eating disordered?
So I am not a doctor, so I would be weary about giving like advice when it comes to that. But I do want to say that I understand that sometimes ballet can put pressures on us about how we look. And I hate that. I hate it. All I can promise is that when I'm in charge and my husband are in charge one day, that we're not going to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is not fair to just understand that how we look is just a look. And by that I mean even for us right now. So we dance like literally 8 hours a day. Professional ballet dancers dance 8 hours a day, which means the amount of work and calories that we are burning is astronomical. So
Absolutely.
we have to fuel our bodies in order to sustain that kind of work, or we get injured. What
Yes.
I think happens is that students in particular, they look at how we look, and they don't understand why we look like that. They just
Uh-huh.
say, that's how ballerinas look. That's how a ballet dancer looks. No, we, on top of dancing 8 hours a day, also cross train. I mean, we are literally physical probably 12 hours of our day.
Wow.
You don't look like that dancing a few hours a day. It's not
No,
possible. And
absolutely.
so all I want to say to that is, you guys, I'm here to educate you about how often we're dancing and moving, and that's why we look the way we do. When you start to get into pas de deux work, especially, I do see like bodies transform once,
Mm-hmm.
like higher ranked dancers, because of the work that we're doing, like the upper body transforms. Everything starts to change, and there's a reason why we look the way we do. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
because we don't eat. That's that's
Exactly.
that's total crap, and it's so hard. It's hard for me to even talk about. Um,
Yeah, I totally get
so
what you're saying. It's really good
and
information that you're giving, by the way.
yeah, and also, if you don't fuel your body and you starve it of nutrients that it needs, eventually it's going to fight back, and it fights back in multiple ways. And
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be a ballet dancer forever, and you really don't want to have problems with your health
No,
when you're older.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
No, totally great information. And also, I often get, do you know what? I actually get accounts follow me on Instagram where they are young, under 18s, and they literally put in the title of their Instagrams that they've got like an eating disorder or whatever, and they're literally posting pictures of themselves like super, super skinny, and looking for inspiration pictures and whatever. This could be a topic for another video, actually. It's
yeah.
really sad and awful. Any of you guys watching have problems like that, do seek medical and professional help. And also just remember that, if you do want to be a professional dancer, like Ali has said, like you have to look after your body, and you have to get those nutrients and make sure you're looking after yourself in every way possible. That's super crucial.
And I want to say this too. So, historically, the length of a career of a dancer, it used to be very short. But if you notice now, I mean, people are dancing into their 40s, into their
Yeah.
50s.
Uh-huh.
And if you look if you really dive into why that's happening, it's because we've got so smart about how we're training our bodies outside of the studio, and also how we're fueling our bodies.
Yes.
And I think that is why the longevity of our careers is growing and growing and growing. And you said, you know, you asked me way earlier, like, if you feel like getting older is changing your body. And aside from having a child, I would say absolutely not. I don't feel like I'm getting slower. I don't feel like my muscles and my ligaments.
We're really lucky now because we have so much access to amazing, well, not just nutrients and food and professionals that help us, but also the fact we also have, of course, better point shoes as well, so our feet can be healthier.
I mean,
so
totally.
many factors. And like the medical assistance we get now, if we get injured, there's so many incredible dance physios. And God, we're so lucky now that professionals can have a longer career.
Exactly.
Gosh, it makes such a difference. Alice has said, hi, your point shoes are the best. I've got only Grishko since 11 years. Oh, that's really cute. I'm glad that you like them. So we'll end this one in a couple of minutes, but we'll invite Ali back another time. I'm sure there's plenty we can cover in different topics, but also she can join us with her husband, and we can also do some streaming for classes as well. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, totally.
So thank you to everyone who's joined. If you missed out, don't worry, I'm going to save it, and then tomorrow I will join the two pieces together for a YouTube video, but also I'll upload to IGTV and I'll send you the WeTransfer link so you can download it as well.
Awesome.
It's been really great, and I'm so thrilled that you're one of our ambassadors now. Like, it's been something that
I feel so honored.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this
so
is exciting. Thank you. Yeah,
I cannot wait.
Mr. Grishko, thank you again if you're still out there. And also, Peter, thank you so much for connecting, and to you, Leanne, just, you know, we virtually connected for a year now, but it's good to finally just talk. So
absolutely, it's amazing, and I look forward to our future collaborations. To everybody that's been watching the whole thing, thank you so much for tuning in. We do frequent streams on with many different dancers, different topics. We also do on the Nikolay World Instagram page, which you must follow because we're the same thing. Nikolay is obviously our American name, so go and give them a follow, Nikolay World. We also have energy generation, don't forget, for the ambassadors. And someone asked earlier, I forgot to answer, they wanted to know how to become an energy generation participant. In the fall, we do like an audition, like an application, then a video. It changes every year, but that's basically how you do it. So you have to wait till the fall. But do keep in touch with us all. Give us a follow. Head to my YouTube as well. I'm going to promote it. It's youtube.com/straight to the point. I've just put a new video up about the pointe last, and all the models built on the pointe, because I know you guys wanted to learn about it, and I've gone super in depth. So you're going to need to get a comfy seat to watch because I go on and on. But hey, it means you learn everything you need to know. So it makes life easier. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, Ali, do you want to just tell us about the website addresses for everything that you've got going on, so people can check them out?
I would just suggest to everybody to just follow Artie Motion USA. So it's right there in the pinned. Yep. I'm Allison DeBona. My company that I dance for is Ballet West, and it's in there as well. But I direct Artie Motion. And everything is there, like in our header with a website. It's kind of long. It's artiemotionssummerintensive.com. But I think that if they just follow us on Instagram, we always post about what we're up to. And, you know, if your school canceled your summer intensive, whether you're an adult or a student, we have a virtual option for you. And also Ballet West is still going to move forward with an in-person intensive this summer. So they're still accepting video auditions until May 15th. So that's also an option. So between the two of us, there's something for everybody. So just, yeah, start by following Artie Motion USA. And again, thank you so much. And I look forward to the future with Grishko and Nikolay. And I'm really grateful.
Fabulous. Thanks so much for coming on. Thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you, well, tomorrow actually on Nikolay World. I'll be doing Meet the Nikolay Retailer as always. So feel free to come and check that out, because you'll get to meet retailers in America that distribute Nikolay and learn about their stores. So come over and see for that one. You will have to click the post of the time zones, because obviously I'm UK, so there's no point me telling you guys what time it is in the UK.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
bye,
ciao.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.